So it's 2019, and the new Super Mario Bros. Games were becoming a bit stale at this point. I mean, they all looked almost identical to each other. What's even the difference between these two? Oh. But then, something strange happened. After the release of New Super Mario Bros. U, we wouldn't get a new Mario Bros. Game for the next 11 years. Okay, this doesn't count. So Nintendo was like, okay, people are getting tired of all New Super Mario Bros. Games, and with Mario Maker now essentially replacing the New Super Mario Bros. Games, we need to make something truly new and unique, otherwise we're f***ed. Thus, Shigeru Mori, director of Mario Wonder, gave the development team no deadline whatsoever to come up with new game ideas. So the team was free to come up with whatever ideas they wanted, whenever they wanted. And they surely took advantage of that. Because only a couple of months later, the team had gathered over 2,000 ideas. 2,000. Now, most of them were scrapped, obviously, like this Wonder Effect that turns Mario's head into f***ing blocks. But we'll get to that in a second. However, one of those 2,000 ideas came from Masanobu. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He proposed that the player could collect an item in the level that would teleport the player to a different part of the level. And the idea got rejected. So why am I bringing this up? Well, it's because they did technically got reused in the final game. I mean, doesn't this remind you of something? Yeah, it's a fucking Wonder Flower, stupid. By the way, have you ever played Mario Wonder and thought, why does Mario look so childish in this game? Well, the answer is simple. Okay, maybe it's not that simple. Takashi Tezuka, the game's producer, stated that they wanted to animate the characters similarly to how they would appear in the Mario movie, because they expected new players to expect that Mario would animate similarly to how he did in the movie. What's even crazy is that they didn't even know how the characters would be animated in the movie. They just kinda guessed and went for it. But I'm glad they did this, because the characters look and feel really amazing in this game. Sure, it takes some getting used to after seeing this mod for multiple years, but I think they did a great job with the animations and the character design. At least in the final game. So let's take a look at some prototype gameplay footage that Nintendo shared with us at the GDC event a few weeks ago. Damn, do I speak too fast. Again, Nintendo recorded this when the game was still in its prototype phase, so that's why it looks so different. With that being said, just take a look. Yeah, they changed a lot between this and the final game. Let's talk about the UI for a second. I definitely prefer the current UI than this one. I mean, it ain't bad, but the current one just looks much cleaner and simpler in my opinion. I also don't like how the flower coins used to look like this. And I also don't like how there was a score count in this prototype. Score counters were always used in 2D Mario games. What's even the point of these? To show you how well you played? The only Mario game that really utilized the score counter well was Mario 3D World with this crown system. But that's also a 3D Mario game and not a 2D one. But hey, at the end of the day, they did get rid of this stupid score counter and replace it with a sort of rating mechanism, which is much better in my opinion. Oh yeah, and if you guys didn't realize, this Wonder Effect actually got reused in the final game, so yeah, that's pretty cool. But now let's get to the second gameplay footage. Disclaimer, this is going to get weird. You know, this is a good Wonder transformation when even the public is laughing. First of all, yes, I am jealous that we didn't get this Wonder transformation in the final game. And second of all, why is the Wonder Flower missing a question mark sign? On Nintendo, it's always those little things. But this Wonder transformation is truly hilarious. I mean, you can say whatever you want about this, but I think with some tweaking, this could have become a really cool Wonder transformation. But yeah, I get why they chose to scrap this idea. Having a headless Mario running around the stage isn't very child-friendly. However, something that I realized across these two gameplay footages is how enemies basically already had their final design this early on. I mean, just look at this. I'm just surprised how the team decided to first come up with new enemy redesigns and only then with new character redesigns. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter, so why am I even complaining? Oh, right. And that's all there is to it when it comes to the prototype footage of Mario Wonder. I think it's also important to note that Nintendo also showed us some unused Wonder effects at the GDC talk, like this huge Goomba Wonder effect, a what looks like surfing Wonder effect, which... why did they scrap this? This looks honestly really cool in my opinion. And some other random bullshit that I can't explain. But that's basically Mario Wonder's development history. A few years later, Nintendo announced the game at the June Nintendo Direct. Fans are very excited for it, and it was set to be yet another successful launch title for the Nintendo Switch. I said it was set to be. So little did Nintendo know that Sega was simultaneously also working on a new 2D platformer, Sonic Superstars. But why am I bringing this up? Well, first of all, this wasn't just any new 2D Sonic game. Just like Mario Wonder, it had also been quite a long time since Sega released their last 2D Sonic game. In addition, both games were released in the exact same week. And if that's not sus enough, Sonic Superstars also had some ideas that were very, very similar to Mario Wonder's ideas. Like the fact that it's a fucking 2D platformer. Yeah, so people were a little confused about this. But luckily, our good old friend Tezuka came out and reassured us that, nope, it's all just a big coincidence. What? Are you gonna tell me that Splatoon 2 released on the same time as Fortnite is also a coincidence? I don't think so. But hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter because both games did fairly well. Not just in sales, but also in critics. So I'd say it's a win-win for both companies. I wish I could say the same for Splatoon 2 and Fortnite. Okay, is there anything else I missed? Yep, there's a fuck ton of useless stuff that I missed, but nobody cares about that, so... Bye.